All right. Shalom. Shalom Alak Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Barakatah Isaiah Allah, Idaho. I'm going to start off with this lesson. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory. As a matter of fact, hold on, let me check. Make sure. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rechak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone. I'm your brother, Rabbi Knapp, coming out with a lesson, Lord's will. This is edifying to the Lord's elect. Just went and got some gas. Gas prices are $3.19 where I'm at, and that's about 24 cents up from 2 days ago. So I'm watching that. You know, things like that. That's what really gets me riled up when I go put. You know, that directly affects you. So that's good that that the duck is fucking up you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, your lives, man. So you don't feel comfortable here, because you're not supposed to be comfortable here, man. All right. So when every time you go fill the pump and you feel that, hey, that's a reminder that you need rest, man. These are good reminders. The Lord, that's all it is. The Lord just reminding you this is not your rest. So we'll start right there in the book of Micah, the 2nd chapter. Nothing to really get mad about. You should be thinking, why is it like this? You know, that's because of the Lord. We transgress against the Lord. You know, if we were in power, we wouldn't have to deal with, we wouldn't have to worry about the price of, you know, gas and shit like that. If we were in power, we wouldn't have to worry about taxes and, you know, all of these things. But you like it this way. A lot of y'all like it this way, so the Lord's going to continue to, he's going to afflict you. As a matter of fact, let's start over here in the book of Haggai. Because that's what it really is, man. You put in your if I could get one of these precepts, you putting your money in a bag filled with holes. This is the book of Haggai, chapter 2, I think. Let me see. So chapter 1, Haggai 1, and a point and what, 8? No, it's 6. I'm gonna start at the top. In the 2nd year of Darius the king, in the 6th month, in the 1st day of the month, came the word of the Lord Yahweh by Haggai the prophet unto Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah, and to Joshua the son of Josedek, the high priest, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord Yahweh of hosts, saying, This people say, the time is not come, the time that the Lord's house should be built. And that's the same shit y'all saying today. The time has not come, the time that the Lord's house should be built. You should be building the closing up the breaches thereof. You should be building this. The Lord's building a 3rd temple is what I'm trying to say here, man. He's building up his elect. It's not a physical temple like they're doing like the small hats are doing in the land. It's actually the men of the Lord getting built up in the spirit, which that's what's going to lead to the kingdom. So we building ourselves up. You know, brothers are watching each other. We all getting built up through the spirit, getting built up for that evil day. And that's going to lead us, that's how you enter into the kingdom. Let's grab over here. Let's grab this in the book of Matthew, chapter 7, and verse number. Matthew chapter 7 in, where is that? Matthew 7, verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. So enter into the straight gate, because broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. So most people are going the broad way. They all go the same route. The majority of people, they take the path of least resistance. You know, they don't want no smoke with so-called white man. They don't want to ruffle his feathers at all. Okay, that's why you go to church. You know, you go there because you feel, okay, nobody's hostile here. Everyone's nice and cool and calm and collective. No one's talking about destruction and judgment. No one's talking about Esau going in slavery. So you feel comfortable, man. But that's the broad way. Everybody won't go that route, okay? You don't want to speak truth. You want to feel comfortable with lies. You know, everyone goes that route. Let's grab this in the book of Isaiah 30. That ain't the straight gate. The straight gate is you getting this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and you building yourself up. Hey, Shalom, King. How you doing, my man? Shalom, my man. You building yourself up. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 48, and verse number 10. It says, cursed be he that doeth the work of the Lord deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. So you're not supposed to keep back your sword from blood, man. You know what's going on, okay? You speak the truth to power, and it is what it is. If Esau feels offended by bringing the truth out, good. Because that's what's breaking this nigga's kingdom in pieces. Because his whole kingdom is built off you being destroyed. It's built off your destruction. Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse number, you dropped something, my man. Okay. Jeremiah chapter 23. Amen. All right, Shalom, King. May the Lord bless you too, my man. Drinking again, man, drinking again. Jeremiah 23 verse 29, is not my word like as a fire, saith the Lord, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? So his word is like a fire, all right? His word is like a sword, it's breaking the rock in pieces. The rock is talking about here in Babylon, man. This is Esau, Petra, is being destroyed, okay? And in order to do that, you got to learn how to swing your sword. You got to be well versed in the scriptures. You know, this is what it's all about. Sometimes, you know, we make mistakes. I make mistakes. I speak for myself, but it's only to build me up. You know, because if you don't know how to wield your sword, man, he's gonna be using this against you. You know, he's gonna be using Romans 13th chapter, telling you to take the MOTB because you know you got to do what the government tells you to do, and that's him using your sword against you. So you gotta know how to use the sword. And it's not just that, especially in the times you've been occupied in prophecy. You've been waiting for these days to see the gas prices increase. These wars that are kicking off in Iran. This is all things our forefathers wish they could have seen. You know, they wish they were living in a time like this so they could see the destruction of their enemies. So why wouldn't you be? I'll be rejoicing. That's why I rejoice in these things, even though I know it's going to come with tribulation. It's going to be hard. But I'm built up. I'm built up. I'm built more up than a lot of y'all who don't know the scriptures. So that just goes to show you that, you know, knowing this truth is better than not knowing it. All right, let me finish this in Matthew chapter 7 verse 14. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. So few there be that find life, man. All right, the broad way is pretty much every other way that leads to death. There's only one way that leads to life, and it's through following Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right, and it's important that you know that his name is Yahweh Shah, and you call upon that name because Proverbs 18 and 10. Let's grab it. Let's grab it, man. You don't know the name of the Lord, then that's going to be a stumbling block for a majority of you Israelites. That's you not accepting the Lord. Let me grab this in Proverbs chapter 18. Proverbs chapter 18. And that's, you know, this dude, you didn't see him, he was on the other side of the camera. You know him, he comes up all the time, says what's up, you know, but he ain't looking good. And every time he see me, I'm in the scriptures. So maybe something will go into his brain and make him think, what's the difference? I don't see him all fucked up out here. He look clean sometimes, and he's falling off, and that's just the spirit. The world will knock you to and fro, man. Proverbs chapter 18 and 10, it says, the name of the Lord, Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. So don't you want to be safe from the troubling times that are coming? You got to know the name of the Lord. Now that's symbolic of you coming into this truth. It starts with his name. If you can't accept his name, you probably won't accept other aspects of the doctrine. You got to look in the words. You got to break things down. You got to be you got to be scholarly. And if you know, accepting that name, if you uncover the name, then he'll unlock more things unto you. But the problem is, a lot of y'all don't want to do any work. You know, a lot of Israelites, they're lazy, man. This is how this world makes you. Makes a grown-ass man feel like he can be a boy his whole life. No discipline. You know, he can just take no accountability for his actions, and that just compounds on itself all the way up to the point now you just a drunkard on the street corners. You just walking, asking, begging for change, because you could never take any accountability. When it's all these afflictions were supposed to build you up, not take you up. You know, and then when you're actually faced with the truth, you're so bugged out of your damn mind, you can't even accept the truth. You know? And you don't want to get like that. That's why the name of the Lord is a strong tower. This is the book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 3. Then came the word of the Lord by Haggai the prophet, saying, is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your sealed houses? In the house, in this house lie waste? So the Lord's house is supposed to lie waste. His people are supposed to continue to be desolate with their hand out while you live in your sealed houses. You know, you building yourself up here in Babylon. But his people and his children are scattered, no knowledge, no wisdom, not knowing which way to go. And he's giving you the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to feed them with what they need, and you don't even want to do the work. You know, let me take care of myself first. Okay, this ain't the time for that. That's just like when the temple was being built, the second temple, after it got taken down. You know, there was a time where, you know, we had to rebuild the second temple. And what did they want to build first? They wanted to build their houses first, man. Not really understanding their history. Okay, hold on. The reason why we're in this situation is because we broke all these laws. And that's why the temple was taken out. Let's rededicate the temple. Now, this is before the Maccabean period. They understand, that's the first thing they did. They got rid of the heathen, and then they rebuilt the second temple. I mean, they rebuilt rededicated the temple, the altar. Okay, so they understood, okay, we got to rededicate, we got to get rid of this, we got to clean this up, we got to fix this. And then from there, what happened? They were able to destroy the rest of the heathen. But the way their minds were, that shows you the mindset of Jake back then. They wanted to rebuild their houses, and that's the same state that you're in today. That's why when you talk about the Lord, they don't see the significance in this. They think that, you know, serving the Lord, there's no, I ain't gonna get any money from serving the Lord. And that's the type of mindset Jake has today. And I don't want that type of mindset, man. That's a weak-ass mindset to have. It's the book of Haggai, chapter 1, and verse number 5. Now, therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. Yeah, you got to consider your ways, man. You know, you got to think, you know, with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you understand that we're the ones who transgressed against him, and that's why he put us in this place. So it would be in our best interest to reconcile with the Heavenly Father so we can get right with him, so we can prosper. That's all it's about. But if you ain't willing to do that, the other side of that is you being destroyed with going to Broadway, and those his servants, the prophets, they're going to be all right. Because this going to get worse than just your gas prices. It's going to go into your food economically. Your jobs are going to be taken away. Your health insurance is going to be taken away. So you can build up those munitions that Esau needs so he can fight those Iranians, you know, with those $35,000 drones that he got out there. You're spending $12 million to knock down a $35,000 drone. Now he's trying to create some lasers. There's this general who he was working on direct energy technology, and now he's missing. So who knows what the hell? And that's what he needs to fight these drones. And now all of a sudden that dude's missing. He's been missing since like last Saturday, March 3rd. I was reading the article about that, because that's what he actually needs. He needs those laser beams to shoot down drones and things like that. Showing you he already got that type of technology, but all of this is coming to pass because it's going to create an environment where he can create chaos, and in order to create some form of order out of that, he's going to give you the MOTB, and that's his play. That's how he's going to get a chip into your right hand or on your forehead, like it tells you in Revelation the 13th chapter. But you're so occupied on getting your shit together that you ain't even defending yourself against what's to come. It's the book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes. Yeah, so you earn wages to put it into a bag with holes. You working twice as hard. You already couldn't pay the shit that you maintain, the shit that you already have. And now, you know, he's hitting you on the gas. He's gonna be hitting you with inflation. He's his dollars being inflated. You know, as a matter of fact, what's his dollar to the euro right now? Because he got that petrodollar, and petrol is going up. What's the status of the US dollar compared to the euro? One United States dollar equals 0.86 euro. So the dollar, it should be, there's a sweet spot that you want your dollar at, because you don't want it too strong, because then everything gonna cost a lot. But you don't want it too weak, because then you're gonna have inflation. So there's a sweet spot, okay? But that ain't gonna be no sweet spot. It's gonna crash all the way up to the point where the you gotta go digital now. You know what I'm saying? You got something a lot? Ecclesiasticus 4 verse 28, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. That's right. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for you. Hey, that's a beautiful precept, man. You gotta strive for this truth, man. Strive means to fight. It's not an easy thing to stand up for the Lord, but it gets easier the more you continue to do it. It just becomes, it's just normal. You normalize striving for the truth, and it's just like breathing in there. It's the same thing. It's almost like exercising your righteousness, like you're supposed to be doing in these last days. That's how the Lord fights for you. All right? You bring out his word, hey, and he gonna make sure you're okay. I'm not really worried about anything. I'm actually hoping that the gas prices go up more, because a lot of people, we know that time is coming, man. All right? Especially Isaiah 4:1, you women that are out there too. The Lord's gonna manifest it, or make it where you find a man of the Lord. Because the only way you're gonna be able to make it through all these troublous times is if you with the right people. And the Lord's he's gonna make that all happen. All right? It's the book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 7. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. So he told you twice, consider your ways, man. And it better be aligned with the Lord. All right? Haggai chapter 1, verse 8, go up to the mountains and bring wood and build a house, and I will take pleasure in it, and I will be glorified, saith the Lord. So take wood, build a house, man. Do the work. Okay, do what it takes for you got to make your calling and election sure right now. Nobody knows if they're the elect or not, but he guaranteed that one thing's for sure, his servants are going to eat. So why wouldn't you serve him? He said his servants are going to drink, so why wouldn't you serve him, especially in a time where famines are kicking off, man. You got the Strait of Hormuz, you got vessels getting blown up, you got Qatar air bases being destroyed, Dubai. That's a big thing right now. You got American citizens, they can't get back over to their homeland that they want to get to so badly. You still want to travel and do all this shit. This ain't the time for that. As a matter of fact, there was rumors of, if this war continues, that parts of the Middle East are gonna have to, there might be some food shortages soon. And that's how quick and fast this place will be turned upside down. Food don't last forever, even though he got all this, all different types of phosphates in your food so it can last longer. But a lot of your shipments, a lot of your oil prices, all of that, man, ain't no one shopping anymore. You're not gonna be able to afford bread in the near future. So you want to make sure you're right with the Lord. That's what I'm trying to say here. Haggai 1 verse 9. Ye looked for much, and lo, it came to little. And when ye brought it home, I did blow upon it. Why? Saith the Lord of hosts, because of my house that is waste, and ye run every man unto his own house. So, yeah, he gonna blow upon your bag, man. Meaning your money gets blown away. That's what he's gonna do with it. And that's what the Lord's doing with inflation. That's what he's doing with your different gas prices. He's taking it right out the top. You got Esau taking it off the top. And then when shit get really ill, he might even close down some of these banks. So you ain't gonna have any access to your money. All right? This is the book of Haggai, chapter 1 and verse 10. Therefore the heaven over you is stayed from dew, and the earth is stayed from her fruit. So the earth, the dew, it's not gonna bring forth any fruit to you. Okay, if it withholds the dew, then the ground's not gonna be moisturized or watered for a crop to grow. All right. So if the rain and the ground, they both work together. If he withholds that from you, then you're not gonna get anything from it. This is the book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 10. Therefore the heaven over you is stayed from dew, and the earth is stayed from her fruit. And I called for a drought upon the land, and upon the mountains, and upon the corn, and upon the new wine, and upon the oil, and upon that which the ground bringeth forth, and upon men, and upon cattle, and upon all the labor of the hand. So that's going into not having any work in Egypt. Okay? There's going to be a drought of all the labor of the work of hands. So you're not going to be able to pay for the things that you need anymore. Those goods that you want so much, you ain't going to get any of that. Okay? He's calling for a drought upon the land, just like it tells you in Isaiah 19 and 15, where it tells you there shall be no more work for Egypt. So that day is coming when you're not going to be able to work anymore. So you're going to have to rely on Esau's system. You're going to have to go take a MOTB chip, and if you got the right mind, you're not going to want to take that because you're going to get a grievous sore. Okay, you want the mindset of winning the battle to get to win, get the victory over the mark, over the beast, over the number of his name. That's what you want. That's what you want. You want salvation from the Lord. You should be crying out to him. Okay. Haggai chapter 1 and verse 12. Then Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel and Joshua the son of Josedek the high priest, with all the remnant of the people, obeyed the voice of the Lord their God and the words of Haggai the prophet, as the Lord their God had sent him, and the people did fear before the Lord. So that's the remnant. They're gonna fear. The fear, according to Proverbs 1:7, is the beginning of knowledge. So they're gonna listen to the report of the prophets. That's what the remnant is gonna do. They're gonna hear the epistles, and they're gonna get right. Okay, they're gonna go and search the scriptures to see if these things be true, like it tells you in Acts 17. Okay. This is the book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 13. Then spake Haggai the Lord's messenger in the Lord's message unto the people, saying, I am with you, saith the Lord. So the Lord is with his people, man. But right now he's dealing with his elect. And 2/3 of y'all, because you ain't coming into this truth, you're gonna be destroyed. Okay, and it's because you're hard-headed. You don't want to listen to the you don't want to hear you don't believe the report. Okay, just like in the wilderness, when Caleb and Joshua came back with the report that we should go take over Canaan, you weren't for it. You gave an evil report against those men, and guess what? The two Joshua and Caleb were able to make it into the promised land, and then y'all got destroyed in the wilderness. All right. Haggai 1 verse 14, and the Lord stirred up the spirit of Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel, governor of Judah, and the spirit of Joshua the son of Josedek, the high priest, and the spirit of all the remnant of the people, and they came and did work in the house of the Lord of hosts their God. So they came and did work. Okay, that's what the remnant are going to be doing in these last days. While y'all chilling, trying to build up your sealed houses, the remnant are going to be doing the work of the Lord. Okay, go pushing out his word. Okay, because that's what he wants you to do. He tells you in Isaiah the 55th chapter that his word shall not go out void. So no matter who's watching, the Lord's word's going out, and that's all that matters. And that's how you swing your sword. All right, this isn't a popularity contest. We're doing this for the Lord. All right, and he said he's not going to forget your labor of love. All right. This is the book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 15. In the 4th and 20th day of the 6th month, in the 2nd year of Darius the king. So that's when that was happening. That's when that was going on. All right. Well, let's see what else is going on in the news other than that. It says, withheld Epstein files with accusations against Duck released by Justice Department. So I knew they were going to release more files. But it don't matter, because what they already released, that don't even got you, that's only a little bit. I already know he's the wicked. All right? He's being revealed, like it tells you in 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. As a matter of fact, let's go over there. He's being revealed, and this is his time, showing you who the so-called white man truly is. Just like it tells you in Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, Where and who is he? That's talking about Esau. He was given the earth, and look what he's doing with it, being a demon. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, and by your gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, or by letter, as from us, as that the day of Hamashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So the man of sin being revealed, the son of perdition, is talking about Esau. Okay? He's the man of sin. Sin is the transgression of the law. This dude transgresses every single law. The son of perdition, the son of destruction. Okay? Judas Iscariot was also called the son of perdition. But this is talking about Esau. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and it tells you not to be deceived. Okay? Let no man deceive you, man. Okay? Paul he's prophesying. He knows who Edom is, man. But it had to be a falling away first, meaning we had to fully be discontinued from our heritage. Okay, because some of us, I mean, you know, the Jews knew who they were back in ancient Rome. But after 70 AD, when you went into the inner parts of Africa, after the transatlantic slave trade, that's what severed your connection from Jerusalem. So he successfully done that, and we were over here being punished. But now the Lord has had mercy on us, and he's given us back our wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That's why we out on the highways and hedges teaching his word. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So that's Esau believing that he is God. In his own mind, he think he is a God. That's why he got y'all worshiping him in these harlot houses. All right, that's why y'all go there. And why is it his image? It's his image because that's who he worships. He worships himself. That's how Esau works. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 5. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things? You got to remember what Paul was writing. He told you these things, man. It was going to be a falling away first. All right, we had to go on to Babylon. You know. We had to, more prophecy had to be fulfilled. This word had to go through the four corners of the earth. All right, this word had to come over here, and it did. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 6, and now ye know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. He's being revealed in his time, man. This is the time he's being revealed. All right, that's why people are calling him Esau. The fact that the word Esau is going out, we ain't calling him E, it's Esau. That's prophecy being fulfilled, just bringing out his name. All right? But what happens is you just, over time, man, the word gets watered down. You say it so much, people just it's just water dilution. You don't need to dilute the word, man. Bring it out the way it was written. That's what the Lord wants. That's prophecy. But that's only for his servants, the prophets, to know. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. The mystery of iniquity is so-called white man Esau. He was already working back in the Roman Empire, being a devil, doing the same shit he's being accused of today in the Epstein's files. But the shit was legal then, and he's trying to make that shit legal now. I wouldn't be surprised during Duck's campaign that he'd probably make pedophilia illegal, so he'd be absolved from all of these accusations. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. In verse number 7, only he who now letteth will let. Who's letting Esau do what he do? It's, our Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, which is his son, according to John 5, verse 22. Let's grab that real quick. So Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is allowing this nigga to do what he's doing. Okay, and we giving him praises. And he's doing a great work. Esau doing. He was built. He's a good devil. Gotta admit it. John 5, verse 22. It says, for the Father judgeth no man, but have committed all judgment unto the Son, which is Yahushua. So he's going to be judging this devil when he comes back. All right? But it's all through it's all through the Father. The Father saw all this from the beginning. And this is how he wanted it to come to pass. But Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, he's the manifestation of the word. That's why he's going to come and destroy him. Right? He gave him all authority to do that. You read Revelation, the 5th chapter, all the hosts of heaven was worshiping him. Okay, so he's worthy to be praised. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 7, until he be taken out of the way. So he's going to be taken out of the way when the Lord returns. And who's that talking about? That's Esau. So he's not going to be able to prosper forever. He got a short time, and then his rulership being taken over. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 8, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So he's just consuming him with the spirit of his mouth. Okay, he got his prophets out here. They're exposing him, which is going to manifest into his kingdom being destroyed, because it's what's breaking this place in pieces. You know, we're pulling up all the lies. All the lies are being taken away from Esau, and he can't hide behind that anymore. Just like when Adam was sowing in those fig leaves, he was trying to hide himself within the fig leaves. That's what Esau got. He think he's hidden. He's not. Lord sees him just like he saw Adam. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. His coming is after the working of Satan. The so-called white man is he's a physical manifestation of the spiritual demon Satan. That's why everything he does is just like it tells you in Ephesians chapter 2 verse 2. It talks about the prince of air. All he's talking about in the news today is how he's blowing up Iran, and he got all the air. He got the airspace. You can't fly nothing over there. Oh, he took all of the air defenses out. He got air control or something like that. That's what he's saying. Okay, and that's what Satan is. He's the prince of the power of the air. You can't put none of this wicked ass music out unless you got to ask Esau. Esau's the one who allows that music to go out. That's the prince of the power of the air. And what do you hear on the radio? Nothing but wickedness. Okay, who got control over the skies? Nothing but Edomites. Okay, who's putting out these wicked ass 6G, 5G vibrations? Esau, Edom. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 10, and with all deceivableness and unrighteousness, let me read that again. 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 9, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. He got lying wonders, he got miracles, he got technology. Okay, these are all lying wonders, because all of it is like pseudoscience. You know, especially when he comes out with this with the MOTB. He's making it seem like, oh, that's gonna make, it's gonna cure cancer. Oh, it's gonna look at your biometrics. It's gonna look at your vital signs. It's gonna help you out. That's a lying wonder. You know, you see it. He'll put it in somebody that's a paraplegic. Now he's writing again. He can see. He's giving people vision. Someone that was blind, the chip is allowing them to see again. You know. So those are his lying wonders. And it's all temporary, man, because everything he does leads to death. You know, but people are going to be amazed at that, and they're going to participate in his technology, and it's going to destroy them because they're trusting in Esau. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 10, and with all deceivableness and of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So you receive not the love of the truth that you might be saved. So that's why you're going to be destroyed, because you can't receive the fact that he's an Edomite, he's wicked, he's created to be destroyed, and he's here to destroy the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Your mindset is that he's your friend. He's going to help you out. That's how he's going to devour you. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and 11. And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. So you're going to believe a lie. He's going to send you that strong delusion. You want to be told lies anyways. Like it tells you in the book of Isaiah, the 30th chapter. You want lies to be your refuge. Isaiah 30 in verse number 10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. And you want us to prophesy deceits. You want us to tell you that everything's going to be all right. It's not. Everything's not going to be all right. All right, your gas price is going to continue to go up. The famine's going to continue to increase. This World War III ain't going to stop till this place be destroyed. All right? That's what the prophets of old used to talk about, man. They weren't going around hugging and kissing everybody, man. So get your mindset off of that. No, they were doing the same thing we do today. Matching up the times with the scriptures, okay? You have to match up the times with the scriptures, all right? Isaiah 30, verse 11, get you out of the way. Turn aside out of the path. Cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. So they don't want to hear about Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. You know, get out of here. We don't want to hear that. All right? But the crazy part is nobody's, I don't be coming to you. Y'all come to the altar because you're condemned in your spirit. Isaiah 30 in verse number 12, it says, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out of a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. So whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. So just like a dam, it got water coming out of it. Eventually that dam's gonna collapse and it's gonna destroy everything that's underneath it. Just like y'all, your iniquity is gonna be like a breach under you. And that's gonna be the reason why you fall. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse number 12. That they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. Yeah, you believe not the truth and had pleasure in unrighteousness. So you didn't want to change. You didn't want to be converted. You didn't want to serve the Lord. All right? And a lot of people, you know, that's the broad way. They like to act like they serve the Lord, but not really serve him. That's the broad way. That's Christianity today. They don't want to speak about the evil that's going on in the world. They're okay with it. Okay, it tells you in Isaiah the 5th chapter, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. That's what they do. That's why they be trying to come up against the truth. Here it is, they're going in the blue letter now, following the prophets. And they still getting cut because the lie is not stronger than the truth. Just like the left-hand side is not stronger than the right-hand side. Okay? And we learned that with Janus and Jambres when Moses' rod was on the ground and they ate the other serpents. So same thing when it comes to this righteousness and wickedness. Esau got all this power in text, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be stronger than Yahweh Shai. That's going to be the cause of his fall. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 13. But we are bound to give thanks always to God for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because God hath from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth. So you were chosen from the beginning to receive that sanctification and belief of the truth. So this is why we say that the word's not for everybody. It's only for the elect of Israel, those who were chosen from the beginning of time, before everything. Okay, and the Lord, that truth was for them. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 14, whereunto he called you by our gospel to the obtaining of the glory of our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. He called you by the gospel. Okay, and how do you get the gospel? Romans 10 verse 17. Faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the words of the Heavenly Father. All right, you need a teacher, you need a preacher. You know, from the foolishness of preaching to save those that believe. All right, and that's ultimately that word going out to the elect. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 15. Therefore, brethren, stand fast and hold the traditions which ye have been taught, whether by word or our epistle. Now our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach himself and God, even our Father, which hath loved us and have given us everlasting consolation and good hope through grace, comfort your hearts and establish you in every good word and work. Yeah, so establish you in every good word and work, man. All right, which is being occupied in prophecy, which is being in this truth. All right, not allowing the world to just beat you up every single day, man. No, you want to be firm in this truth, man. You want to be established in your heart, which is your mind. All right. Let me see. Hebrews chapter 13 and verse number 14. For here have we no continuing city, but we seek one to come. That's right. We have no continuing city here, but we seek one to come. This place is going to be destroyed. All right. We're seeking the kingdom of heaven. We're hastening in the day, like it tells you in 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, right? For a new heaven and a new earth. This is what we're mourning and we're crying out to the Lord for. Okay, where righteousness dwelleth. Not an evil-ass, wicked society where your kids can't even play because they might end up missing. Right? What else do I got? Let me grab this in the book of... Actually, let me jump down. Hebrews 13, verse 21. Make you perfect in every good work to do his will, working in you that which is well-pleasing in his sight through Yahushua HaMashiach, to whom be glory forever and ever. Amen. That's right. Working to do his will, working in you which is well-pleasing in his sight. Okay, it's well-pleasing to the Lord to do his will. Let me grab this in the book of John, chapter 6. And John chapter 6 and John chapter 6 and verse 40. And this is the will of him that sent me, that everyone which seeth the Son and believeth on him may have everlasting life, and I will raise him up at the last day. So you got to believe on the Son. Okay, that's the will of the Father. You got to believe on the Son, man. You know, some people think they can go directly to the Heavenly Father. That's not the case. You have to go through the Son, especially in these troubling times. You're going to want to have to call on those right names. Let's see what else is in the news. Russia is providing Iran intelligence to target U.S. forces, officials say. So Russia is providing Iran intelligence to target U.S. forces. So that's the Medes. Let's grab this in the book of Isaiah 13. Probably going to read some more about that later. I mean, that's pretty much all I needed to know. But you got to read these articles because it gets in deeper. So it's not just Iran now, it's Russia. That's prophecy being fulfilled. Let me grab this in the book of Isaiah 13:1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Babylon is America. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. The banner is the Bible. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. It's going to the gates of the nobles through the internet. They're hearing these. They know who's coming out here and what they're saying. They know what they're talking about. They know that the prophets of the Lord are back on the scene, wherever and whoever they may be. Isaiah 13:3, I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for my anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. So that's talking about the elect. That's talking about the angels too. His mighty ones are the angels. The sanctified ones are his elect. All right. Isaiah 13:4, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle. So he's mustering the hosts of the battle, which is going over there into the valley of Jehoshaphat. You know, he's bringing all these nations over there so they can be destroyed. Jeremiah 49:20 tells you about the least of the flock, which is the small hats bringing Babylon, which is America, into war with those Iranians. Okay, and that's what's going to kick off the Third World War, which this is what we'll see in the beginning of. And it's not going to be long and drawn out, man. All right, let me grab this in the book of Romans real quick, 13. Because we're at that time where, you know, you ain't going to, the work for the Lord is running out. There ain't going to be no more laboring. He's going to start taking videos offline. And if you ain't filled up your cup yet, then, hey, it's done. Romans 13:11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believe. So now is our salvation nearer than we believe. Because we see the Third World War kicking off. We see the MOTB kicking off. All right. We see inflation, famines. We see the Lord's mustering the host of the battle. Isaiah 13:5. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. The weapons of his indignation means righteous anger. To destroy the whole land are those thermonuclear missiles. Isaiah 13 verse 6, howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. So it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Why? Because the controversy with Zion. These nations all played a part in your destruction when you read Psalms, the 83rd chapter. So they're coming up, fighting up against you. The Lord's going to fight on our behalf against them. Isaiah 13 verse 7, therefore shall all the hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. That's right. All hands shall be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. Okay? You're going to be destroyed. You're not going to know what to do in these last days. Isaiah 13 and verse 8, and they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. You're going to be destroyed. All right? You're going to be destroyed, man. When these missiles hit, when Jacob's trouble starts to when we get closer to that evil day, it's all coming to that point where there ain't no turning back. You just gotta get the judgment of the Lord. All right? Whether it be dying from famine, whether it be getting hit with those nukes if you make it there, or taking the chip, getting the grievous sword, and then the Lord hitting you with a laser beam from his chariot, turning you into powder. All right, or you just, wild beasts. Tells you all his different judgments, like he tells you in Jeremiah the 15th chapter. Isaiah 13 verse 9, behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. The sinners are you Israelites. He's going to destroy the sinners thereof there out of it. So that's the way you're going to make it out of here, is through that fire that you ain't going to get through. Going back to Zechariah 13 and 8, he's going to plead with all flesh. Okay? Isaiah 13 and 10, for the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth. The moon shall not cause her light to shine, because the thermonuclear destruction is going to make the sky dark. So going into a winter, what do you call that? That nuclear winter. Isaiah 13 verse 11. And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. The haughtiness of the terrible is talking about the so-called white man's military. He gonna lay that pride shit that he got. He think, oh, I got laser beams, I got drones, I got the dew of heaven. That shit ain't gonna do nothing to the Lord. He gonna fuck him up. He gonna destroy all of that. All right, all your weapons are gonna be destroyed. Going to Isaiah the 2nd chapter, you ain't gonna learn war anymore. So all that war shit is gonna be kicked out. You go to Ezekiel the 39th chapter, he gonna burn your weapons. All right, so Esau he going into slavery. Isaiah 13 verse 12, and I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. So the golden wedge of Ophir is some precious gold. Okay, we gonna be like that. The Lord's gonna increase his men until they get to the point where you're gonna be more precious than fine gold, man, because you're gonna have faith more than anyone else. All right, and the Lord's gonna be dealing with you, however that may be. You look at people like Elisha, you look at Elijah, you look at other men of the Lord when they were faced with different tribulations, how he was able to make them come up out of that. Samson, giving them spiritual power, giving them food, giving them abundance, giving them grace, giving them mercy, giving the sure mercies of David. Look at David. David went and fought battles. He won them all. All right. His family, he was able to retrieve his family from the Amalekites. These are the same type of things that are going to happen with the men of the Lord. All right, in these last days. Esau can't fuck with the house of David. And why? Because the Lord is dealing with the house of David. So nobody can be against you. It's the book of Isaiah 13 in verse number 13. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts in the day of his fierce anger. So you're going to shake the heavens. Okay, when these thermonuclear missiles start to hit, Isaiah the 24th chapter says it shall rock to and fro like a drunkard. Okay, and that's talking about the thermonuclear missiles that are going to hit Babylon the Great. Isaiah 13 and verse Number 14, and it shall be as the chase road and as the sheep that no man taketh up, they shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone into his own land. So it shall be as the chase road. Okay, a road is like a deer, a female deer. Okay, you see how the deer is. Every time it sees something, it get to running. That's gonna be Esau. Okay, it tells you in the book of Job, I believe the 20th chapter, Job 20 verse 22. It says all the hands of the wicked shall come upon him. That's talking about his laborers. Okay, that's going into all types of civil unrest, civil war. All right, ain't gonna be no and every man gonna turn to his own people. All right, so they ain't gonna be fucking with the Edomites, especially the more and more he gets revealed. They ain't gonna want to fuck with him anyways. Some of these devils out you see walking around here too, they're fucking evil, man. Niggas be drinking all types of blood and shit. That's how these Edomites are. They're wicked. At that point, when he get revealed as the wicked, you're gonna want to slay his ass. That's what the Lord's gonna have happen to him. Let me grab this in Job 20. He knows he's wicked. That's why he be watching these videos. Like a damn devil, man. Yeah, we talking about your red ass, nigga. Can't wait to get you your fucking red ass, man. Get this nigga up out of here. And then we gonna go, when he's done, we going up. Job chapter 20, verse 22. Now that's not what I'm looking for. I just want to get to the point. Job 20. Yeah, it is Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. So every hand of the wicked, that word wicked is a maul, it's talking about the laborers. Okay, so that's when he's going to be like the chase road. And as a sheep that no man taketh up. So like as a sheep that no man taketh up. Okay. You know, like a sheep without, everyone's going to get him, man. How you doing? Like a sheep that no man taketh up. As a matter of fact, let's look that up real quick. Isaiah 13 and 14. I'm curious to see. Isaiah 13 verse 14. What time is it? I gotta get up out of here, man. Hey, all praises to Yahweh Baruch Shema Shah. No demons today. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Isaiah 13 verse 14. Let's see what it says. It shall be as a chase road. Road is a type of deer that runs quickly when hunted. That's right, he's gonna be hunted. That's why I went and grabbed Job 20 verse 22. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Meaning people will be running in fear like hunted animals trying to escape destruction, because that's how it's gonna be. It's gonna be like the chase road. My brothers say this is about Esau. It's gonna be like that for everybody, but Esau too. All right, you're gonna be fearful in that time, especially when it comes to destruction, man. You're gonna try to escape it. People will be running in fear like hunted animals. This chapter is describing the day of the Lord, when judgment falls on Babylon, spiritually the modern world power. Okay. And as a sheep that no man taketh up, a sheep without a shepherd is scattered and defenseless. That's right. Scattered and defenseless sheep that no man taketh up. What's it gonna do? A sheep without a shepherd is just prey. That's what Esau is. He's prey. And that's what it's coming down to. Okay. It says no leadership, no protection, total panic and disorder. People will scatter in confusion when judgment begins. That's right. People will scatter in confusion when judgment begins. They ain't gonna know what to do. That's why we want to be stable in that time, like it tells us in Isaiah 33 verse 6. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of the times. So we want to be stable in this knowledge, relying on the Lord to direct us. Okay. They shall every man turn to his own people. When destruction comes, foreigners living in Babylon will return to their own nations. So you see that a little bit. Call it reverse migration. Especially when he was sending ice all over. You don't really hear about ice as much as before. Where all the ICE agents at? Okay. He was saying to volunteer to go. Volunteer to get up out of the country. And a lot of people took that... took his word. Flee everyone to his own land during the fall of Babylon. people will run back to their homelands to escape judgment. Historically, this happens when ancient Babylon, but prophetically, it points to the final destruction of modern Babylon, America, in the last days. I can't even make it up. Can't believe it said that. So that's his tongue falling upon himself. Even the AI is exposing him. Isaiah 13 describes the destruction of Babylon in the day of the Lord. Global panic, nations fleeing, the collapse of a world power. It says this ultimately points to the fall of modern Babylon, America, when the Lord brings judgment. So there you go. But Esau's going to be like the chased roe, man, that no man taketh up. His leadership, he's already coming up after his leadership. And then when everyone's being judged, man, he's going to get judged too, because he's sitting up in the burbs somewhere. People going to think he got everything. People going to go to him. They're going to think, shit, we need to go get it from Esau. All right? He probably got all the guns, all the, you know, he got enough money to put all the store shit up in his basement and shit. He got the temporary bunker. I mean, he got the bunker. He got all of that. So people gonna be looking for him. All right. He gonna be like the chase roe, but they gonna know you. Jakes ain't got shit. You a waste of time. You know. They gonna be going up to the nice parts. Maybe y'all got something up there. Who knows? And what's the duck gonna do? You probably gonna want to go take the MOTB so you can be protected by the U.S. military. And then you're gonna get the grievous sword and you're through. Isaiah 13 in verse number 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So everyone that's joined to them shall fall by the sword. Talking about you Edomites. You join unto them, you're going to fall by the sword. That's what you see with these different military bases. People going to these bases, they get bombed. They're not going to want to fuck with Esau. All right? Even when during this time of destruction. All right? Isaiah 13, verse 16, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. So ravished means taken. Grapes. All right. Children shall be dashed to pieces, and that's also going into this war that's coming. Your houses shall be spoiled and your wives ravished. All right. And that's talking about all the wicked. All right. It's the book of Isaiah 13, verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. So the Medes are the Russians. And the Russians are given information about U.S. What it say? U.S. Locations to the Iranians. That's why they bombing all that shit. Probably destroyed everything they got, so they don't got any. They don't know what's being situated or nothing. They just, oh, all right, yeah, bomb this, bomb that. Boom, 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 boom. It's sitting drones over there, and that's all coming from Russia. Isaiah 13, verse 18. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. They're blowing up children, so why would they spare children when they start blowing things up? They're going to start blowing up schools and shit like that too, hospitals and shit. All right? It's going to be a horrible time. Isaiah 13 in verse 19. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. How did God overthrow Sodom and Gomorrah? By fire and brimstone. So what would be equated to fire and brimstone in this time? Thermonuclear missiles. Isaiah 13 in verse number 20. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. So no one's going to be here once this place gets destroyed. It's going to be, it shall not be inhabited. Isaiah 13, verse 21. But wild beasts of the desolate, Isaiah 13 and 21. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. So these different desert creatures. I think when you read it in different versions, it talks about wild goats. Desert creatures is the best way I can put it. Isaiah 13 and verse 22. And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces, and her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. So the days are short, man. Then this place is going to be the short. I mean, it's very simple. And he looked like he deserves it anyways. All right, I'm into here. Lord's will is edifying. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachach Madash. Shalom, Abad Babal, Kwam Yasha.